Hi, happy Sunday. Happy hangover day to me. I'm feeling it. And I'm not really flowing and I don't really want to do a video. I've not really got anything, useful to say. It's probably the poison in me. I'm just going to go and put some music on and sort of sit outside in the sun for a little bit before the kids get back. I'm trying to wake myself up because alcohol is the pits and I've known it my whole life. It was sort of it was sort of a strange scene last night for me to watch, not just the people that I went out with, but, the whole of the pub or the bar or, wherever we were, how the energy of the whole place moves together. And it was like watching the seven deadly sins come out of people in action, First of all, there was like lust, and there's all this desperation between folk, because folk are so starved of affection and love, they want it off anyone when they've had a drink. So loads of sleaziness and sluttiness and desperation sort of going on in the vicinity. And then there was gluttony, everyone shoving pizzas and kebabs into the face, chips and cheese and, all this. And I used to be so like this, but I mean, even last night, I was like, just watching, just like, whoa, look at these people, go for it. And then anger, people that went out as friends, went home as enemies. A young girl and her boyfriend were no longer together when it was home time. They'd not been together long and they were very silly and young, but it's just, it was good for me to go out and to realise that I'm not missing out, because there's this part of me that's like, I'm deliberately stopping myself from integrating into 3D life, and I'm missing out on things, by choosing to be this isolated hermit. But it's not true, because even when I'm in a room full of people, it's all still just going on from behind my own eyes and in my own mind, So I just don't need the distractions that I used to need. I don't need the crutch or the vice of alcohol. I don't need the adoration of anyone. I don't need anything that I used to need, So it's a completely different kind of night out. My favourite part of the night was before we even went out, we were just drinking at my friend's house, and my husband was playing the guitar and I was singing, and that was my favourite part of the whole bloody night. But anyway, at least I did it, and I had a good dance, and I sound like I'm being miserable, but I did have it was a decent night. It was just an old paradigm I don't want to get back into. So I've got nothing really to say, and I'm definitely not flowing. I'm feeling rough, but as I'm looking out the sky here, I'll just mention this because I do think it helps if anyone else has the same sort of things. When you listen to something like, oh yeah, I sort of perceive that as well. So a year ago, I really started noticing these orbs in the sky, these configurations of what look like flat spherical bubbles, translucent, and they're grouped together in patterns, and I have repeating patterns. So wherever I look in the sky, it's quite often I'll have a crescent moon pattern, and there'll be like 8 orbs, all configured to make this crescent moon, and it'll move down, and when you look at it, it can you can have some kind of control over it. If you look at it, it'll stop and it might go across there, and there's some kind of connection and interaction between my consciousness, my thoughts, and the energy that I see in these bubbles. So anyway, this morning, and I see loads of different ones. Like I've said before, one of the biggest things that changed my perception, woke me up, was observing the sky. And just seeing like an extra fucking 20 layers to it that I didn't expect to see. And I've said before, like I see these, and that's why my eyes are always going all over the place when I'm doing these videos as well, because I'm literally just looking outside and I'm so enamoured with the sky, and I've got a tree there with birds, I hear the birds and stuff. But oh brilliant, 11, 12, 1, I've got another 2 hours. Oh, that's great. Thank you. Thank you. Sorry. Thank you. There we go. yeah, so I see, you know, like these patches that will move around, patches of mist that move around, and at certain times I'll see sort of a structure to the sky, which usually looks a bit twinkly, iridescent, is that what you'd say, you know? A bit luminous, and it's like spider's webs basically, but not in the traditional way. It's more sort of flat and layered, like a maze kind of thing. But anyway, this morning while I was sort of rotting in my bed and getting rid of the alcohol, and I'm like, curtains were shut, and I rolled over and I saw a configuration of these orbs inside the room, which I have seen before, but never like this morning. They were super twinkly all together, and they were sort of moving around like this for not long, maybe a minute, before I didn't concentrate on it anymore and I looked away, you know, distracted myself. So just fucking contradict myself. I don't need any distractions anymore. It's like, yeah, you do. I'm still smoking fags. I'm still drinking coffee. I'm still watching too much YouTube. I'm still beating myself up too much. So, you know, I'm definitely not there, but I'm on the right path. So that's good. Right, I'm not flowing. I'll leave it at that. I'll hopefully do a better video at some point, but I just cannot be arsed now. I just want to get outside and, you know, heal myself from the poison. I hope everybody has a good day. It's really quite a beautiful day. It's 10:30, I think. Is it 10:30? 10 to 11, and I've not been outside yet. So I'm looking forward to that. I might go and have a little walk in the woods, actually, as soon as I've got 2 hours to spare. And I'm looking forward to seeing my beautiful kids. God, I love them so much. All I did last night was, you know, talk about my kids to my friend and get photos out and shit, and just what happens, innit? So I'm not missing out. I'm not missing out. Everything goes on from your own brain, computer, mind, soul connection, and it doesn't matter what environment you're in. If you can sort of, well, I don't know, I just can't go back to the way I used to be now. It's sort of like I am a different person, so that's good. I won't be drinking again, and I won't be going out again, and you know, I'm going to process things a little bit more from last night, because there's quite a bit of humour within the night which I want to touch on, but I just feel shit now. So I hope everybody has a lovely day. Goodbye.